we're going to talk about people who've gotten themselves scammed. Now, you might remember a famous case. This is from start of August, and it featured a guy who had a 2014 Vox Eminor Katowice Holo. I believe he'd owned it since potentially 2014. $20,000. Very valuable. He wanted to sell it to buy a family car, and he went to Zippel. Zippel was on holidays at the time, but he went to Zippel and said, can you buy it for me? And Zippel said, sure, I'll help you, but I'm away. I don't have much time to help with it right now. And he also said to him, watch out for scammers. I'll try and get you in a Discord. I don't know if he said specifically this, but he gave him the talk about, avoiding getting scammed. These people will get you in a Discord call, they'll try and win your trust, then they'll scam you. Now, this guy, for whatever reason, didn't process the advice, went into a scammer trading server, got into a call with this guy, and got scammed. He got scammed for a $20,000 sticker, which he was going to spend on what I believe was a family car. Obviously, at this point, you're screwed. You're not getting the item back. But, just to make things worse, he still tweets out that he's been scammed out of his sticker and asks people to help him get it back. Obviously, anybody involved in skins knows, if you get scammed, your item's gone. But this guy tweets out nonetheless. Now, there's a bunch of bots that will automatically reply to you if you say you've been scammed to try and scam you with their own bullshit. And he got a bunch of these messages. And one of them, this one here, ended up scamming him. So he got scammed by one of the bots that replied telling him, like, the bot has nothing to do with CSGO. It's like just a random bot that replies to any message using the word scammed. And he gets scammed by one of these bots for like an extra $1,000 in Bitcoin. And, Zippel told me a story on stream and he just said, completely exasperated, this guy's gonna get scammed 10 more times. How are you meant to help someone like this? But, as frustrating as it is, seeing someone get, scammed like this in just the stupid circumstances, I am nothing but sympathetic to this guy. Like, it's just sad. He's been screwed out of a lot of money. And the reason I am sympathetic to him is that he is not blaming other people. He's clearly upset about it, but he's not looking for someone to blame. But not everybody like him is that humble about it. Some of them just can't cope with it and they look for other people to blame, and it just makes the situation even worse, and it makes it even harder for them to learn from their mistakes. And this sort of brings us to the next person. Now, you're going to notice, as I talk about this guy, that I am very, very unsympathetic. And there's a particular reason. It relates to a detail that I'm going to only reveal at the end, but if you're wondering why I'm just so cold and just not sympathetic to this guy, it's because of something I'm sort of holding on to. I'm going to reveal at the end of the story. So there's this small streamer called Skate Patch, and he's unboxing some stuff. If you watch, this is going to work really well for him. So he gets a gold, it's a phase 2 butterfly gamma Doppler, pretty good knife, worth $1,500 or something like that. Now, he tweets this out. He says, I don't know much about it, but I don't think I just bought this expensive knife. Immediately, a bunch of people come along and start giving him advice on what to do. This guy even recommends me. That's very, very nice of him. People are saying, congrats, don't get scammed. There's people warning him. This guy says, thanks, I'll take any advice you can give. He goes, me, reputable traders or sellers, don't be greedy over small amounts. Very good advice if you don't know what you're doing. If you're an experienced trader, that's not good advice, but if you knew, probably is. Ra comes along. Ra is a very well-known, reputable trader. This guy is another trader. This guy recommends GamePaper.gg. Exapass comes in, offers some help. So this guy, he's a scammer. There were a couple of scammers, but not that many. Most of the people replying were not scammers. And so you might think with all this advice, with all these people reaching out to try and help him, that we'd get a happy ending to this story. But we don't. This is 7 days later. This is from the 6th. This is from the 13th. Accidentally gifted a $1,500 knife on Steam. Can anybody help get the time to trade back down or return the knife to me? It was an accidental gift. I know nothing about skin trading. Well, tell you what, I believe you when you say that. These are the words of someone who very clearly doesn't know much about skin trading. Anybody lightly familiar with skins will understand that the gift is a pop-up message. It's still just a normal trade. So it is very clear this guy doesn't know much about skin trading, but he's had all these people reach out to try and help him, and the advice has clearly amounted to nothing. He's just gone and gotten himself scammed. And naturally, he then proceeded to be bombarded with a whole bunch of very, very unsympathetic messages from people who were immensely frustrated with what had happened. Let's look at some examples. My guy, if you took one peek at the man's Steam profile, you could have told he's an obvious scammer. It's really rough, bro. Chin up towards new disappointments. This is a scammer here. Yeah, very obvious scam profile. There were so many people who tried to help you and he got scammed. People gave you so many warnings on your box post that I don't even feel bad for you. And as he says, you know, you've all been really helpful, so thanks for laughing at my pain. So he's a bit upset about it. That may appear understandable, but if we look at a few more of his messages, you'll probably start to notice some distinctive personality flaws that may be contributing to the situation. So in response to this, Exapass goes, people were helpful in the original post where you were confused about it. There is no need for quotation marks on this one. You didn't listen and decided to go the wrong route. Sadly, as mentioned in the other comment, you lost that nice forever. You won't get it back from CSGO or Steam. Now Zeusper comes in and goes, I think he just tweets and closes the app, not to read any comments, kick W. And Skatepatch comes in and says, why listen to these f***ers say told you so when more than half of them are scammers anyway? Now, that's objectively not true. There was like one or two scammers. Most of the people came in and tried to help him. You can see some traits here that are really contributing to his problem though, because all these people are coming to help him, he's dismissing them, he's labeling them f***ers, he's saying, oh, they're just trying to rip me off anyway, they're probably scammers. Like, there's no personal responsibility here. He's like, it's a stretch to say he's trying to blame the people who tried to help him, but he's completely dismissive, he just doesn't acknowledge they tried to help him, and, you know, it's very clear he's looking for anyone to blame other than himself. But you might be wondering, like, nonetheless, you know, this is someone who's very inexperienced with skins, he's been scammed, you know, that sucks, and people are being not very nice to him. So you might be thinking, well, yeah, look, he's made some mistakes, but he's new, shouldn't I be sympathetic? Why am I not more sympathetic to him? Well, there's a reason. Elite Panda tweets out about this. Bruh, and he goes through the story, as you can see. But if you come down here, look at this. Rasisco, very well-known trader who's been around for a long time, is established in the community. Guy didn't want to deal with me unless I went first. Lol. So, Ra offered to buy it off Skatepatch. Skatepatch said, no, I don't trust you. You're not trustworthy. Well, then he goes and tries to do a trade with this, like, random sketchy fucker with no rep. He just appeared out of nowhere and gets himself scammed. At this point, like, he's been in a DM with an experienced trader who's tried to help him and he's brushed him off. He's gone and got himself scammed by some, like, obvious scammer. And then, you know, again, like, he's just completely, like, there's no acknowledgement of what he's done wrong. And you can see from his reaction that he's just not taking accountability for his own mistakes. He's completely dismissive of the people who tried to help him. And if you're not going to acknowledge what you've done wrong, if you're going to dismiss the people who've tried to set you on the right path, you'll never learn from stuff like this. There's always going to be people like this in the scene, and there's always going to be scammers coming in and taking advantage of them.